The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
There was a egg store. Now I know that egg store sounds like an anachronism today, but when I was growing up in Flatbush on Avenue J, we actually had an egg store. The guy, an old man with an interesting cap and an apron, he sold eggs. He also sold some butter and milk, but he sold eggs. So it was an egg store in Yerushalayim in Jerusalem. And the proprietor, he gets to the store one day and he realizes that 30 eggs are missing. He says, somebody stole 30 eggs. So if it was a one-time incident, he would have let it ride. But the next day he gets to the work and the same thing, 30 eggs are missing. And the third day, now he's up to 90 eggs missing. Terrible thing. So immediately, and this is going back to 100 years ago in Yerushalayim, so he realizes that the walls between the stores are really, really thin, and there's no security. Today we have cameras all over, and we have all these sophisticated instruments, to track things and record and monitor things. Back then they had nothing. He realized that the guy next door is a thief, and he's breaking in through the wall, and he's coming and he's making omelets and bullseye eggs, and he's probably, feeding it to his whole family. And he says, I got to get this guy. So he goes home and he tells his wife, he says, my next neighbor, he's a thief. He says, listen, before you destroy the guy and destroy yourself, why don't you go to the Rav? He says, okay. He goes to the great Rav Shmuel Salant, Rebbe, the Rav of Yerushalayim at the time. He says, Rebbe, he says, I'm down 90 eggs already. I know who's doing it. Rav Shmuel tells him, I have an eitzah for you, I have a solution. Tonight, put the eggs there. But before you put the eggs there, boil the eggs. Make hard-boiled eggs. The guy hears this, he's thinking, the Rav, he lost his mind. Well, how's that going to help me? But he says, okay, if the Rav says it, I do it. He boils the eggs, he leaves it there. He can't wait to go tomorrow morning to see. He goes tomorrow morning, he opens up the door, he looks by the eggs, and he almost faints. There's a huge snake there that's dead with eggs in its mouth. You see, what happened is that every night there was a snake coming. It happens to be that there are 16 species of African eggs, of African snakes, that eat eggs. Hashem created these snakes with these special unhinged jaws, flexible jaws, and then they have a certain modality where they know how to crack the egg to get the yolk, and then they regurgitate the shells. And that's how they survive. That's what they live on. But hard-boiled egg, they choke on. Rav Shmuel Salant, in his great Chachma, as a Talmud Chacham, was able to figure this out. And he saved the next-door neighbor's reputation, the egg guy's reputation. But remember, al tadin es chavercha. Don't judge. Be very, very, very careful.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org